Hey friends, it's final exams time, or it's getting close to final exams, depending on when your college or high school has exams. One thing I know that's true for students, and it's also true for me when something big and hard is looming, and also when we're so exhausted, and let's face it, it's an exhausting time of the year, right? Spring of like the spring semester when you've been in school for a whole year and you just need summer to come so badly. It is so hard to get motivated to do hard things like get yourself revved up to study for final exams. So I want to share with you something that I did recently that made a really big difference for me when I had something hard to do. Now, I'm an adult out in the world. I don't have to take finals anymore. But here's actually, let me show this, the tip first, and then I'm going to show you a picture of it. So when you're struggling to take action, it can really help to take a few minutes to set up a nourishing space. Nourishing space. What does that mean for you to be nourished? Like when I think of the word nourish, I think of nourishment, right? I think of getting everything that I need to be healthy and happy. And so what does that mean about space? Now, some of you don't really care at all about your space. That's not where you get your nourishment from. Others of you really do feel better when you are surrounded by a space that helps you feel like comfortable and cozy and happy, and it can really help to do hard tasks when we're surrounded with that kind of a space. So let me share a picture first of all of what I did. This is me. This is the couch that I'm sitting on right here. But it also shows you my coffee table, which right now you're sitting on top of. But I had a session with my own coach that I knew was going to be really hard because we had some really difficult things to talk about. And indeed, I did actually cry for the first 10 minutes of the session, so that shows you how hard it was. But I took a moment to set up my space. I put out some art supplies like some markers. I had this paper out in case I needed to draw or make something big. I put out this collage that I have that reminds me of what I want my life to feel like. There's lots of nature pictures here, lots of rest and play. I don't know if you can tell, this is a bathtub, a person in a bathtub. And so that was inspiring me. And it had the feeling that I want to create for myself. I lit a candle. I put my special Gretchen mug that I made when I was 14 years old out. I made some hot tea, and I also made some flavored water so that I literally had nourishment. I had the computer out so I could talk to her. I cleaned the couch and I set up the pillows so that I had just everything that I needed to feel calm and comfortable. And it really did help me take action. I've also been working on this with a college student of mine who is in her early 20s. So she's an older college student right now. She's had to work and go to school, and that's been a lot. And she just moved to a new apartment. And her apartment all semester has been in boxes. And she has felt like she's just camping out. And she's so stressed. And so even though I was hired to be her academic coach, what did we work on first? We worked on making a nourishing space for herself so that when she gets home from that exhausting job, she has a nice place to be. And so when she studies, she has a nice place to be for the studying and for all the homework as well. So even if you think this tip doesn't pertain to you, maybe you're really messy and you don't really care about space, you might want to think about what is nourishing to you. About the space that you're in. Some people feel really jazzed and creative when there's clutter around them, and that's just fine if that's your bedroom and that's what's nourishing to you. Many of us like to have calm and peace around, and sometimes that looks like a clutter-free environment, and so I give that to myself when I need to. Let me know if you have any questions or comments about this tip. Gretchen at GretchenWegner.com is where you can find me. And I'll see you next week for another hot tip.